What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that your week's starting off good. We are seeing that sun come to 24 degrees of Scorpio today. It's coming off the squared Jupiter that we were at yesterday, and it's going to sextile over to Pluto today. And Pluto and Jupiter are even getting tight on a semi-sextile, which is a 30-degree angle. So, and with the moon here in Aries finishing up today, square Pluto, quincunx the sun, sextile Jupiter, there's so much kind of like aimed at this Pluto in our life right now, and we can feel like we're on this big quest, this big journey to find some kind of edge or something that's missing or something we got to go, really figure out. And it's almost like these aspects to Pluto are like everything that you're looking for can be found within yourself, can be found at your soul's essence, can be found at you going in instead of outward. And even with a Pluto in Capricorn and Venus in Capricorn come to 10 degrees today, like we can definitely want this recognition and we can want something in society right now. But we're almost in this place of being a day before Venus coming into shadow where it's like we got to like really figure out inwardly what we want the recognition to be outwardly, or what the goals are, the ambitions, or what the structure of relationships and those dynamics look like. And I think that with the moon in Aries, we're already trying to kind of like assert ourselves and charge forward. And it's like, are we charging forward for like the depth of what we need and how to attract that in, instead of just like needing to give power away to get something back today? It's almost like, stop questing, stop going out and looking so far for what's already inside. And it's like we just got to get back to what makes you feel uniquely you, what makes you feel like you are in the driver's seat of your life, and what is kind of this driver's seat and where it's going, and not necessarily where it's been, but where it's going and where it can go. By, I think a lot of this is like being reliable and showing up for yourself, kind of taking authority and taking responsibility into your own hands of how you can bring maybe what you're questing for, or maybe what these desires are, how you yourself can go within to find those. And I think today that could bring the buried treasure that maybe we're all looking for, when it can feel like a Tuesday where it's like everything, something, society or someone or something has something that you don't. Like, this is coming right back into how you can get down to the very bottom of what it is you desire and attract that in life. And I think that's very important. And with the moon sextile Jupiter, it's like that sort of forward progression of your independence with the moon in Aries is what we're trying to pioneer. And I think that that's where the gift is. It's like connecting to your inner power, your strength, and defining a road right now that's not based on outer circumstances, but it's based on the inner circumstances. As we are in this deep depth, almost, it can feel like a hole in Scorpio at times, because it can get dark, but we're kind of on the way out. It's the last week of Scorpio season, so we're kind of starting to have these rise up moments. And I think today can bring a lot of positivity for that. But it can also feel like with a moon square Pluto, like we gotta like kind of demolish some ideal or structure within our life that does limit us with a Pluto in Capricorn. So there's like limiting structures in life that we put on ourselves. And I think there's a responsibility to go deep within ourselves and to make that the quest. How far can you go inward to realize your strength and your power so that you can liberate? And with Mars at 10 degrees of Scorpio, getting ready for the opposition to Uranus and really building up, like we're trying to liberate ourselves right now in some different, unconventional way, like really find ourselves. And it's like finding yourself through the deep interconnective work, through the deep relationship to self, like value system that you have. And I think that's like ultimately what, kind of pops the top and like explodes us into this new chapter that we're going into. But it's a little erratic. I mean, we kind of have to, it's almost like if we go in and do the deeper figuring out and investigating within ourselves, not only will we figure out how to attract in what we're looking for outside of ourselves or in society or within partnerships, within people, it's like we'll really find that treasure and that goodness that we're looking for. As we are getting ready, we're going to see the moon come into Taurus this evening and start building up for that lunar eclipse. So, it's nice that we get this moon in Taurus for an eclipse. It is an exalted moon. So, like, that relationship to yourself and feeling sturdy within yourself while simultaneously being able to kind of like bring some explosive identification to what you really want and what you really value by trusting your intuition and letting that kind of guide you and cut cords. Like, I feel like that's a big thing too with this Uranus Mars opposition, because Mars is a cutting agent. Like, we're kind of cutting unnecessary cords that don't have a connection anymore so that we can get into the deepest root of the value that we ultimately want to hold on to, that we want to possess, that we want to use and build and grow from and find stability in. But it's almost like we got to make different moves and go different routes to get that. And this Venus retrograde that we're coming into in Capricorn, I mean, we can have all this like comfort in the mission and the goals and all these levels of achievement in our life, and we can be like ready to put the work in and do it. But at the same time, like, these things can shift as society shifts, as there's these changes going on. We don't want to get too hyper focused on what maybe something is that we have this perception or this ideal of the future, because we don't know what the future is yet. So we kind of have to take it day by day. And I think today's a really good day to in this day by day to go really far inward and look at the guts of the matter within you. Look at like what the most deep feeling about any situation or anything that we're working towards, so that we're not putting unnecessary energy on a quest that might not be there. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. It's just how I feel when I channel the astrology and when I look at where, the astrology's heading into next year. There's a big uncertainty to what values are going to look like with Uranus and Taurus. There's a big uncertainty when it comes to the structure of society with Capricorn, with Pluto and Capricorn finishing up. Like, there's evolution taking place. So we kind of have to roll with things, get really comfortable within ourselves, get really stable, and really find that deep power within ourselves today. That's the true quest and the true journey. And everything else is subject to change. Everything else is subject to who knows what. And it's like, that's where the gift is today, is finding comfort within, so that you can kind of pinpoint things, kind of make decisions, but on an intuitive gut feeling, on an intuitive gut notion about where you want to put your energy and what you want to work and build towards, and be open to like, I mean, there are ahas out there. And even Mercury, I mean, in Scorpio, like, we are definitely investigating every how, what, why, when, where. Like, we want to get to the bottom of everything. Like, we're investigating so much. But it's also getting ready to trine over to Neptune. So we're already like going way out there. And it's good to go out there if the way you go out there is through in here. And I think that you can find a lot of download and a lot of intuitive notion of how we can create beauty and how we can kind of have a flow state with our mind and with our body here as the moon comes into Taurus and we get into our senses. And it's good. It's going to help us ground a little bit as we come into the evening. But the true gift today is going inward and not looking so far outside for anything on the quest. Being able to make pivots with a north node in Gemini. With the moon coming into Taurus and a north node at 1 degree Gemini, like, there's something about really loving yourself right now. And understanding that perspective change can make all the difference in the world. So, a lot of like coming into the heart, as I've mentioned, that keeps coming through. But just being able to go more inward, that really is the journey right now. And that's where something gets found that's extremely important. And it might change a perspective. It might change a goal. It might change like where sort of the mission's heading. But it's okay to be mutable in these times, even though we're all probably kind of sick of the change in life. Like, it's okay to keep kind of changing so that we can really find what the buried treasure is. And that's kind of where we're at with Scorpio. And by knowing that treasure is you and being really secure in that, you'll attract in what you're looking for. And it could be something that you're not expecting. It could be something that we haven't even thought of yet. So just throwing that out there. Let's see what the card is today. I didn't pull up any charts or use my iPad because, well, I needed some privacy to film this video, and Sterling wanted it, so I gave him the iPad. So it goes. Let's see what the card is for today. 4 coins. Like, I feel like we are trying to like hold on too much to these ideals of what, like, where everything's going into this future, and like have it all like, they got this on lock, this is it. And maybe it is, like, I think for some people it could be, but I think for majority of us, like, we have to kind of like let go of this idea that there's only one way to reach some pinnacle or some like achievement or what you want. Like, there's so many different ways. And I think maybe even just as our ego and Mars here is in opposition for these next couple days to Uranus, like, we're starting to get like these upgrades through our instincts of like, we're just going to be moving in a direction of what is really valuable, that we feel from within, that we know is. And I think it's changing the dynamic. It's having us break out into the most, I guess the most powerful version of ourselves that is in touch and linked up with the most powerful essence in our unique value system. Because I believe it's different for everybody too. And we got that because of the 2 of Pentacles. Upright. So it's just like we can be going back and forth, weighing so many different things out when it comes to, I feel like a lot of it is this physical notion of reality and what this achievement or what this, like, what we want to attract in. And we're doing so much deep work right now to find out what the truth of that matter is. And, maybe we don't get all the answers just yet, but I'm telling you, the gift is going inward, and that'll help make the choice or bring some sort of conclusion to something that's on the outside that you're looking to figure out today. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.